Okay, I'm so sorry I had to feature that one time in my intro, but anyway, hi, it's Scola and welcome back to Motivation Monday. So today's topic is going to be on my highs and lows of this year to do with my fitness journey, so let's get into it. So this year has been a pretty difficult year for me in terms of health and fitness, but one year where I feel like I learned a lot. So if you don't know much about me, basically when I was a lot younger, I managed to lose 50 pounds. I managed to maintain that for quite a long time. It's a little bit cold, so my nose is just dropping. I need a tissue. I managed to maintain my weight for quite a long time. I was enjoying health and fitness, and then bam, my body just changed. I just felt different in myself, and I also started gradually gaining weight, which sucked at the time because I had no control over it. Eventually I got diagnosed with a condition called hypothyroidism, and one of the symptoms is basically weight gain, and so it was difficult to deal with, but I was still managing to keep the weight gain under control. It wasn't too rapid or too crazy until this year. The weight gain went mental. So this year I went through a lot of stuff that meant that health and fitness went from the top of my priority list to the bottom. Now keep in mind I'm a personal trainer and my career literally revolves around health and fitness. Not just that, but it's one of my main passions in life. So that's why it was at the top of my priority list, whereas for some people it might be in the middle, it might be a little bit lower. I want to talk about how it's shaped me as a person and what I've learned from that, and the reality of actually embarking on a health and fitness journey and what it means once you are more aware of your body, losing weight, gaining weight, and just all of these crazy things that sometimes can lead you just to go crazy. I'm first of all going to run through what happened to me this year and why I rapidly gained weight. And a lot of you guys probably saw this and probably noticed it because a lot of you guys pointed it out. Thank you. But lots of you guys were really nice about it. Honestly, I never expect to have such a positive reception to the fact that a girl who built her channel on weight loss gained weight and everyone was like, yeah, slay! Stop it. The main factors as to why I gained weight was, one, I realized I was quite depressed at the beginning of this year and ended up going on medication. Medication can often lead to weight gain. And then after that, I went through a family loss. I lost somebody in my family and it was really difficult, and that's probably when I hit my peak in weight gain basically. And it's really weird because I actually got to document the lowest point of my year, and it was still one of the highest points of my life, which is crazy. So if you guys remember, a few months ago I did an ad with eBay talking about my story. I'll leave a link to it down below if you guys want to go and check it out. And in that video I probably looked the most natural I've ever looked. I had my natural hair out, my body was not on point, it was not toned, it was literally just raw, it was real, it was me, and reflected everything I was going through. And I remember that day getting ready for the shoot and thinking, I don't look how I usually look. I look completely different to how I have looked in years. And it was actually funny because in that moment I was back to my starting weight, my highest weight possible. And a lot of people could notice, a lot of people saw that I'd gained weight and people kept commenting on it. And you know what? I just did not care, because when I was watching the video myself, I felt so moved when I was talking about my journey and remembering what my journey was and where I'd been and what I'd gone through. The fact that I looked like that didn't bother me because I still felt beautiful, I still loved myself, and I was just still so proud of myself for still being there in front of the camera, dancing, living my best life, helping others to just live their best life, because it was like a dance class. So cool that I got to do that, but it also sort of represents a place in my life where I wasn't looking after myself, I wasn't at my peak, I wasn't hitting the gym, I wasn't hitting my workouts, I wasn't hitting my vegetables. I couldn't say vegetables then, but you know what I mean. And what I really learned about this year is that self-love is so important, because for years I've been preaching about learning to love yourself and learning to accept yourself, and if I hadn't done that, this year would have destroyed me. The amount of people that have pointed out that I've gained weight and just said, oh, you don't look as good as you used to, you know, I'm unsubscribing from your channel because you don't look the way you used to, like you don't have good tips, all of this stuff, it made me feel like crap. But at the same time I was like, do you know what you gonna do about it? I was like, honestly, it was a situation where I was like, I honestly do not really care. It obviously hurt and it did affect me. Don't think that I'm made out of like concrete or something. It did hurt to hear those words, to think that somebody had lost trust in me simply just because I looked a little bit chunkier, a little bit thicker, which by the way a lot of people did not mind and actually preferred. And that's another thing I learned, is that society is just, it's not a thing anymore. It is still a thing and there's still a lot of pressures to look a certain way. But what I realized that it's just about finding the people who are there to support you and are there to love you. There are some people who are really into a bodybuilder look, and they would think that I look gross because I wasn't jacked up and had muscles. And a lot of us wouldn't really agree with that because it's quite a niche thing. It's not a regular thing to see a woman who's super muscly and jacked up, but there's somebody that literally lives for that. And then, you know, there's a pocket of people who want a super skinny, slender look. No muscles, no toned abs, nothing. They just want this super skinny look, and that's all they find attractive. That's all they see as attractive. And there's a pocket of people who all they want is a big booty. If you don't have a butt, they will rip into you and be like, why don't you have a butt? And I think it's so important to realize that, first of all, you can't care what society thinks of your body. And yes, we still live in a society that does favor a smaller frame, but we're living in a society where we can start building what we want and what our expectations are. And I've really seen huge movements this year with the body positive movement. Obviously, brands are sort of like pandering towards that and trying to be like body positive and showing like different body shapes because they know it's on trend. But at the same time, that sort of pandering will actually lead to how the world just will realistically be soon, because with social media we have the power to be like, look, we don't want the same sort of body type, the same sort of look, the same sort of race constantly being shoved in our face. We want something different. And I think that's something that has been really exciting for me this year, that I've realized that because I've been focusing on that, I've been focusing on body positivity and self-love, I haven't been crushed under the fact that I gained weight, which once was possibly the worst thing you could possibly do. But now I feel okay with it. And even with my current fitness journey, it's not so much a thing of I want to look a certain way, because when I really break it down, I'm smart enough to know from the things that I've learned in the past and in the past few years as I've gone through a health and fitness journey, that no matter what my body looks like, it will not make me any happier. There was a point where I was at my smallest and at my unhappiest. There was a time where I was at my biggest and my happiest, and there's been vice versa kind of thing if you mix it up. And so I just want to share with you guys that this year has possibly been one of the toughest years of my life in terms of health and fitness, but I feel so refreshed having gone through it, because I realized, one, I can't maintain the same weight all my life basically. I'm gonna fluctuate for so many reasons. I'm gonna lose more people in my life, and that's gonna break my heart and tear me apart. And maybe next time I'll deal with it better and still be able to stay on top of eating healthy and exercising. But if I don't, it doesn't matter. You know, maybe I will go through depression again, God forbid, but it might happen, and then I'll spiral out of control again. But the most important thing is that I bounce back, and that I get myself back into a happier mindset. And you always bounce back better than you were before. So at the beginning of the year, I might have been smaller than I am now, and I might look at pictures and go, wow, you are snatched, and you want to look, and I've always liked a more athletic look for my own body. But when I look at it, I'm like, that girl wasn't as happy, and that girl wasn't as knowledgeable or as smart about life and herself as she is now. So does it really matter that I don't look like that? No, because I've learned to love myself no matter what I look like, and I've learned to work with myself no matter what I look like. Even though I'm less fit now, yeah, it sucks and I want to be stronger, faster, leaner, but then I'm still loving the process now. I still love to go through workouts and giggle at myself for breathing so hard and panting so hard and not being able to get through a workout like I used to. I just make fun of it and I make a joke of it, because that's all you can do, just to lift your spirits and just know that it's okay to be where you are, and it's okay to be who you are right now. And I just want to share my highs and lows and sort of tell you guys where I am, because I feel like I've sort of come full circle. Because a lot of the time online you just see people looking the same all year round, and for years their bodies will stay exactly the same, which is realistic for some people, and for some people they fluctuate, and maybe you won't be able to notice it in the pictures, but they do. For me, it was pretty extreme, so you could see that Scola had fluctuated quite a little bit. And I just wanted to tell you guys that's okay. That's okay for your body to change, for your mindset to change, for you to change, to go through changes, because that's natural. And if you stayed the same the whole time, would you even learn anything? As a personal trainer, I'm thrilled that I went through this year, because now if somebody comes to me saying, Scola, I need help, I just lost a family member and I literally don't know how I'm ever going to be able to look after myself again, because I've just lost the will to go for a run or eat healthy. I just don't see the point in it, or I don't feel like I want to, and I'm struggling to get back into it. I can turn to them and say, I know how you feel and I know what you've been through, and I can help you, or at least I can try and share what I learned through my tough time. If somebody comes to me and they have depression and they're struggling to stay afloat and they're struggling to stay out of the dark. You know, health and fitness can be a great tool for getting yourself out of depression if you can. And now if somebody comes to me asking me for help, I can be completely understanding throughout that process. Though it's different for everybody, at least I can sympathize and empathize to some extent. And if anybody ever comes to me that has hypothyroidism, we can struggle together, because mate, I'm still figuring that one out myself. It's a chapter that I can close. I don't know why I have that feeling, because you never know when it's the end of your tough or difficult season. You never know, but like as I sit here, you know, looking out at the window, it's beautiful. The sky is blue, the sun is shining, even though it's freezing outside. Exactly a week away from Christmas, and I just feel a sense of lightness, and I just feel a sense of just happiness, and I feel relieved and excited and hopeful, and that's something I hadn't felt for a very long time. This year was great in many ways and sad in many ways, but I feel so much better for it. And I think all I can say to anybody currently going through what they feel like is their tough time, that you'll come out the other side. It might last a year like it did for me. It might last just a month. It might last longer. I don't know, but you'll come out the other side and you'll feel great. Sorry I got all weird and teary on you. Oh, it's been an emotional year, and I couldn't help but cry a little, just like. Anyway guys, that's been today's Motivation Monday. I hope you enjoyed this. Do leave comments down below and share what you've gone through in terms of health and fitness, or just mentally and physically this year, how you feel you've grown. Just share your story a little bit. And I think it's so important to share stories, because sometimes people feel very alone in their struggles or very alone in their highs, wherever they are. And I think it's always important to share stories so we just feel like we're all in this together, rather than that we're all alone. So yeah, also if you are part of the My Best Life Challenge, make sure you're always checking the description box and also the comment section for any updates on what's going on and all that good stuff. But anyway guys, I need to head off and get on with my day. So I hope you guys have a lovely and wonderful week. I'll be seeing you on Wednesday for Workout Wednesday, and Saturday for the Saturday vlog. And if you missed yesterday's Saturday vlog, I actually uploaded it on a Sunday. I'll leave a link to that down below. It was really cute. I went on a Christmas getaway last week and it was awesome. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay healthy, stay luscious, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!